In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to create a virtual network in Azure. We're going to have just one virtual network, and we're also going to deploy two virtual machines. So the two virtual machines will now be connected to the virtual network. And what that simply means is that they are supposed to be able to communicate. And that is the purpose. So the tasks there are: one, we're going to create a virtual network; two is to create two virtual machines; and the third one is to now test the connection. So the first thing I will do is to create the virtual network. So I will look for the virtual network here, and yes, this is the virtual network. So I need to create an instance of this virtual network first. Now, in a normal settings, it's not a must that you have to create the virtual network first. I can even go ahead and create the first virtual machine. And in the process of creating the first virtual machine, I will now create a virtual network that will be attached to that virtual machine. And by the time I'm now creating the second virtual machine, I will also connect that one to the same virtual network. But for the purpose of clarity, that is why I'm creating the virtual network first. So I will click on the create, and the next thing I will do is to now supply or to fill the basic information like the subscription, the resource group, and the name of the virtual network, as well as the region where we want to deploy the virtual network into. So for the subscription, the only one active now is pay as you go. For the resource group, I'm going to use RG1, and for the virtual network, I'll call it VNet1. That will be the name of the virtual network, and for the region, it will be East US. I'll go ahead and click create plus review or review plus create. This will confirm if the information that I supply are in order. So you can see now it's saying running validation. So it's running the validation at the background. And once you successfully run this validation and you cannot find any error, it simply shows that all the informations are in order. Then we can go ahead and click create. So it's actually creating the virtual network now. As you can see here, it's saying deploying. Also here is saying the same thing, that is deploying the virtual network. Now, while the deployment is ongoing, let's briefly talk about the purpose of the virtual network. Once again, the purpose is just to make sure that our virtual machine, for instance, can communicate. So I will click go to resource, and that one will take us to the virtual network resource. Now I have no business there. I just want us to see what is simply showing. It shows now that the virtual network is running. This is the address space for the virtual network, and this is the resource group, this is the location, and this is the subscription. So the virtual network is ready. Next is to deploy the virtual machines. So I will click on the virtual machines. So remember, I'm going to deploy two virtual machines. The first virtual machine is going to be a VM1, and the second virtual machine will be called VM2. And these two virtual machines must be connected through the VNet. So for the information of this virtual machine, Subscriptions will be pay as you go. Resource group, I'll click the drop down and select existing resource group. Remember, while I was creating the virtual network, I created RG1 as a resource group. So it is better for me to put the virtual machine in the same resource group. And the name of the virtual machine is called VM1, and the region will be East US. And for the availability option, I will say no infrastructure redundancy, because that's not the purpose of creating this virtual machine. What we want to achieve here is communication between virtual machines, and that is what the VNet is going to do for us. The image, I will leave it like this. This is going to deploy Windows Server 2019 data center. And the architecture is going to be 64 bits. The size of the virtual machine is standard D2S_V3, and the RAM is 8 gigabytes. Then if you scroll down, I need to set the username. This will be Azure user as username, and the password, I will set the password. Then I need to confirm the password. Then for the inbound port rules, I'm going to allow port 3389. This will allow me to be able to connect to the server remotely. Then if I now go to the networking tab here, the most important thing is to be sure that under the virtual network, your virtual network is actually is here. If it's not there, click the drop down and locate your virtual network. If at the end of the day you're unable to locate the VNet here, there is only one reason why it can happen. Go and check the region where you deploy the VNet to. Is it the same region that you deploy the virtual machine to? If you notice, my VNet is East US, right? East US, and the virtual network is also on East US. So two of them are in the same region. So I haven't done that. Assuming that I want to create a subnet, I will come here and manage that one. But I'm not going to do that. So the next thing I will do is to review the information that I have supplied. So it's going to check the information and it will return either success or failure for me. So it's still running the final validation, and once it finishes running the final validation, it's going to tell me if it is successful or if it fails. Now it's successful, validation passed, so I can click create button now so that it can go ahead and create the virtual machine one. While that is ongoing, remember I need to create the second virtual machine. So I'm not going to wait for the VM1 to be ready. So I'll just go ahead and look for virtual machine again, and I'll create the VM2. So here it's still showing that deployment is in progress. So I'm going to click create. I'm going to click create virtual machine, and this time around the virtual machine now will be VM2. So I'm going to use the same resource group, then the name will be VM2. Then region East US, availability option none. Then the image will be the same, and the architecture will be 64. The size will still be this, and the username, I need to set that one too. I'll use Azure user, and the password I will set the password. Then the inbound port 3389, just like the same thing I set for the first virtual machine. So I'll go to the network. I also need to be sure that the VNet is there. So then I can go to review now to review the information supplied. And once that one too is successful, then I'll go ahead and create the virtual machine. So I'll click create now so as to create the virtual machine. So there will be a need for me to wait for both virtual machines now to deploy, and I need to be sure that the status of the virtual machine is actually running. This should take approximately 2 to 3 minutes. It should be ready in 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll pause this video and I'll come back once it has finished deploying the two virtual machines. Okay, I think it's ready now. Yeah, from the notification here, it shows that everything is okay. So I'll go to the virtual machines. I should be able to see the two virtual machines. This is VM1, this is the VM2. And the status is saying what? Running. Let's now test the connection. Let's test the connection. So we're through with the task 1, that's to create the VNet. Task 2 will deploy two virtual machines into the VNet. Task 3 now is to test the connection. So I'll click on the first VM. So I need to download the RDP file and log in to that virtual machine through the RDP. So I'll click connect. That will give me opportunity to download the native RDP file. So I'll click on download RDP file and this is it. So I will click connect. Then I'll supply the password. Then I need to click yes here. So it's connecting. It's trying to connect to the virtual machine through the remote connection through the port 3389. I think it's done. Let me minimize this. Let me go to the second virtual machine. And the same thing. I need to download the RDP file for the VM2. I'll click open. Now click connect. Then I'll supply the password. Now click OK. Then for this one, I'll say yes. So it's supposed to allow me now to have access to the virtual machines. So the first virtual machine is ready. As we can see, this is the first one. This first virtual machine, and this is the second virtual machine, the VM2. So our port 3389 is working, and that's why we have the opportunity to connect to the virtual machine remotely. Now, let me go to the PowerShell and I'll ping the I want to ping the virtual machine now. Which virtual machine is this one? This should be virtual machine 1, VM1, VM1. So I'll ping VM2. So I said ping VM2. You can see it's not returning anything. It says request timeout. It's not returning anything. Let's go to the VM2 now. That is this one. And we'll also ping the VM1. Ping VM1. It's the same error. It's the same error. Now, why is it showing this? Could it be because we did not connect the virtual network to the virtual machine properly? No. The only reason why it's happening like this because I'm very sure, 100% sure that the configuration was okay. So the only reason why this could be happening is that there is something on the system on each of the server that we need to disable, and that's the firewall. So what I will do now is I will go to the Windows Defender firewall, and I will click here on the Windows Defender firewall. Then I need to, for now, disable the public network and the the second one. There are three networks there. The public and the private is the one I need to disable for now. And if you go to the second one too, this one, you need to do the same thing here. So you go to the local server and you click the public Windows Defender rather. You click on the Windows Defender and you disable the public network and the private network. So by doing this now, if I go back and I ping, you can see it's actually it's now returning something. It's now returning something. If I continue to ping it, it's continue to return something. So it simply shows now that everything is okay. So I'll ping from VM1 to VM2. What about from VM2 to VM1? Let's go and check that one too. It should be okay by now. Very sure. 100% certain. So the PowerShell is here, and you can see. So I pinged VM1 now from VM2, and it simply shows now that the two virtual machines now can see each other. So what are the steps that we went through to achieve this? First, we created a VNet. We called the VNet VNet1, and I created two virtual machines that are connected to the VNet. And after that, I went ahead to disable, at least for now, the public and private firewall on both virtual machines. Then I went ahead to ping the two virtual machines and they can now see each other. So what we have achieved is that we've been able to successfully deploy two virtual machines in a virtual network, and we're able to connect the two virtual machines.
Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing to this channel. Please, let me know what you think in the comment section. And do not forget to leave a like and share this video. See you in the next one.